Hey guys, this is Artsify and welcome to a new tutorial. Now in this one we're going to be going over how to motion track some element 3D objects or text using Boujou instead of the inbuilt motion tracker within After Effects CS6. So if you don't have CS6 you can easily follow along with this tutorial because we use Boujou. Now the first thing you want to do, well, let's just show you what we're going to create first. This is kind of end effect. You've got the 3D text and it's motion tracked into the scene. Now I do apologise for the wobbliness because the Black Ops 2 theatre mode has been disabled. I can't go in and record any better cinematics. This is one I just had laying on my hard drive, so I thought I'd use it. So yeah, this is the kind of effect we're going to be creating, the 3D motion track look. So first things first, drag the cinematic into a new composition. Decide where you want the cinematic to start, which for me is roughly here. And just basically just want to make the cinematic the area you want, like you would in any edit. Drag this down here. Gonna bring the work area down and make it the same comp size. There we go. So we now have our composition, which is just this piece of cinematic. Now the next thing you need to do is export this. So go to composition, add to render queue. Now I'm going to go to motion track Boujou, my preset I showed you how to make in my previous motion tracking tutorial with Boujou. So go and check that out. It's quite an old video, but everything still works and applies. So click that, it's just the QuickTime H.264 format. Then go to output it to where you want to save it. So I'm going to save it here. I'm going to call this tutorial and I'm going to call it Cine2 track save. I'm going to let this render out. Now while it's rendering, we can open up Boujou. Now this is where you start to motion track things. Now I'm not going to go into loads of depth because I did that in my last tutorial on this. I'm just going to show you guys, you basically follow the same motion tracking tutorial. So you go to import sequence, go to where you saved your clip, which is there, open it, change the frame rate to 59.94, apply, change it to 59.94 again, hit apply, close it. Go to track features, advanced, make sure it's set in the middle on sensitivity, and then hit start. Now I'll let this track through. Now this is the second time I recorded this because I messed up the tracking, it didn't work for some reason. So hopefully it works this time. So yeah, just while this is going, I was going to say be sure to check out Frazzle, my GFX guy. He does all my GFX stuff, so I should have some new tutorial thumbnails soon once he gets some internet back. And he obviously did my background and everything. He's really good. His channel link's in the description, so check him out. He's really underrated graphic designer, so please check him out. He's pretty cool and he's really nice. He's like offered to do my graphics for me, so be sure to check him out for me. So this is almost done here. Once it finishes, it's going to go through it again. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, goes through it again, goes through it again, done. Okay, right, next thing is click camera solve. Optimize camera path smoothness, check start. And this will go through, it will go through a lot quicker. As you can see, it often will freeze and skip loads and stuff. Once it's ready, I don't know why it's taken so slowly this time, it went quite quickly earlier. Why are you loading so slowly? Probably my computer's over melting and going to turn into a transformer or something. Yeah, this is going really slowly, I don't know why. I'm going to pause this, then no I'm not, am I? Should I pause it to come back to you guys? I don't know if I should or not. Okay, I'm going to pause it and I shall be back in a second. So as you can see, we've now got loads of points. If we go back to the beginning, you can see these points are a little bit shaky, but they are tracked into the scene. Now the shakiness is due to the fact that, I don't know why they're being so weird. It didn't, it's the first time I tried it. It's always when I record a tutorial that it has the break. But it's just because the cinematic is quite bad, to be honest. But yeah, we've got this recorded now. Now we can go to scene geometry. Add coordinate from hint, and we want to go to x-axis. Now we need to find two horizontal points, which here looks pretty good to me. Select both of them, connect to selected. Do the same for y. We want to choose two vertical points, which we can choose there and there. Look pretty good to me. Connect to selected. Add coordinate from hint. Origin we do in the middle there, and update coordinate frame. Let's do it again just to kind of be safe. Add test object, and for some reason it's weird. I probably messed up the XY, didn't I? Oh well, we can change all this, doesn't really matter that much. You don't really need to do scene geometry at all, if I'm honest. You can get rid of the middle. If I do this, close, update coordinate frame, add test object, you can see with no scene geometry it does it automatically for you, and you can just edit it if you need to change it. So I'm going to stick with that for now. Now that's just all the basic After Effects Boujou stuff you need to do. Now we need to go to export camera solve. Now here's the bit you do differently. So go to browse, go to where you want to save it, Blops 2, tutorial, we're going to call this Cine 2 comp camera save. Now where it says export type, change that to After Effects.ma. Make sure export flags tracks is ticked. That has to be ticked, otherwise you'll get, for every single dot there is, you'll get a null object in your composition, which you don't want. And scale scene by 1000 and hit the save button. Now we're done. Now we can go into After Effects and we can go back to our composition here. We can then open up, import the Cine2 camera.ma file, open. You'll see you then get a composition. Now open this up and you want to basically copy this camera, go to Command C, and then paste it in your cinematic. Now we have a 3D scene tracked. We can now do whatever we want. So first off, I'm just going to do this little environment effect. I'm going to do a little thing I learned from Baker, is instead of just doing that, you can actually go to time freeze frame, so you can have it exact mirroring this exact effect instead of when it's here. So it phone go away. But yeah, this is what happens when you do that. It basically gives it a nicer effect. Then you want to go to layer, new, solid, element. I'm actually going to add some text as well. I'm going to call this tutorial because I'm boring. I'm going to hide that. Go to element. Go to effects, video copilot, element. Right, now here's the interesting bit. Go to custom layers, custom text and masks, put that as the text. Custom texture maps, put that as the environment map we made. Now this is still following the same tutorial as my last one. Scene setup. Go to extrude, so we've got tutorial text, environment, put Cine 1 as the environment. Add in some basic bevels. I'm going to add in the Oreo one, I think that looks pretty cool. And it's got a bit of reflection on it. It's not got much, but it's got enough. We can maybe bump up the what's reflection? Intensity of the white reflection. And maybe the black reflection isn't very much. Yeah, that'll do. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to make that default again. And now we have text, and as you can see, if we scroll through it, it is motion tracked, sort of. It's kind of messing up again, but I'm going to try and deal with it. So go to group 1 on element, go to particle replicator, change the position XY to 0 and 0. This will reset to the default kind of middle area. Then you want to make sure it's all set, and as you can see, if you scroll through it now, it is a little bit motion tracked a little bit better. Now we want it to be kind of roughly against this panel, so I'm going to bring it forward. So roughly here, I reckon that'll be the right sort of place. Yeah, that seems right. We're going to drag it across a little bit. You can kind of position it now wherever you want. So I'm going to have it here. So now, as you can see, we can scroll through it, and it is motion tracked. It's pretty cool, and obviously it did glitch up at the very last frame. So where's that? It's here. So you can cut this bit out, obviously, but this is just because my cinematics are being really bad because I don't have any new ones. So you can easily scroll through this and see it's motion tracked. So that's the kind of basics on how to use Boujou to motion track an element scene. Now I believe you could also add in any text you want. Like this. Then I haven't tried this, so this is just experimenting. Make it 3D. Change the position to 0, 0. And as you can see, the text is motion tracked also. So if we go to here, it's -1640. The -1640. You can actually see that the non-element text is also motion tracked. So that's how you motion track Boujou normally as well, which is pretty cool. A little bit of a kind of cheap trick I just showed you. Now, if you just quickly, I'm going to give you a little bit of a bonus. If you wanted to do this text appear, it's quite simple as well. I'm just going to copy this from Baker, just so you know. I'm not going to say that I made this up. But if you go to particle look, where it says multi-object, click the tick button to enable. Now, where it says scatter XY, change the Z to maybe 40. That's going to make it scatter in Z space. So if we go to the top, it's not going to work. I thought that would work, but it's not. But as you can see, it is kind of tracked further in space. It's gone forwards and back and stuff. Now you can then hit the keyframe, go forward maybe 2 seconds, change this to 0. As you can see there, you can really see the depth change, 0, and voila, it's all back in. And as you can see, it animates into itself. And if you want to get a bit of rotation, where it says rotation, bring that down, go to rotation random. I use 180. It gives it all a bit of a change. Keyframe that, go to 2 frames in, change that to 0. So now, if we look through this, you can see it all forms itself, which is pretty cool, and it's still motion tracked nicely. So if we watch this through, just bring this down, watch this. As you can see, it's all motion tracked into the scene, and we did all the motion tracking using Boujou. And obviously, you can see you can motion track anything with that method. Not even element, you can do whatever you want. So I could probably add in some flares on this text if I really wanted to, and that would be motion tracked in as well. So yeah, it's really useful to motion track this way, guys. If you don't have CS6 and the default tracker, you can just motion track in Boujou like that, and you can use it for element, you can use it for default text, as you can see here. That's, oh, it's not 3D. You can see that's tracking itself in like it did a minute ago. But yeah, it is a really useful tool to and trick to know, guys. So why is this now invisible? I don't know where that went. But as you can see, it did work. I don't know where it's gone. I think it must be hiding somewhere. Is it because it's not 3D layer? Did it go away? Hello? Oh, is it up there? That's why I deleted the text. Silly me. There we go. So yeah, it is all there again. That was just a silly mistake. That O is being annoying. Why is the O doing that? Oh, that's kind of cool though. Anyways, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to check out my 1000 subscriber editing contest, which was my last video uploaded. Be sure to leave a like, give me some tutorial suggestions, and I shall see you guys later.